What's up, everyone? I'm Jonny.
And I'm Elliott.
And welcome to the Sport Mind Avenue podcast, the intersection of all things currently happening in sports and the psychological impacts it can have on athletes and the community.
And if you want to learn more about how to improve your mental understanding of sports, or you just wish to view more podcasts like this one, then go check out mind-designsports.org and get your head in the game.
Welcome back to the Sport Mind Avenue podcast, the intersection of all things currently happening in sports and the mental impacts it can have on athletes and the community. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing NC State's shocking exit from the College World Series. We're going to be discussing the Olympics, getting hyped for that. We have a new Ben's breakdown, and we're wrapping it up with a draft full of the best players from this playoffs. So, boys, I guess how are we doing today?
Good as always. Just been, watching the playoffs. I don't know. It's been another crazy week of playoffs.
And just as I say that too, we have a huge breaking news. Tre Young out tonight with the bone bruised foot.
Milwaukee Bucks
I guess let's just get right into playoff
Nate
talk.
Reiling and Rob Linnell, if you're listening to this podcast, again, you are lucky because if Tre Young doesn't get hurt on Sunday night, the Hawks are winning that basketball game. I don't want to hear my uncle was with me. Chris Middleton got hot. I don't care. The Hawks are winning on Sunday.
Chris Middleton has been balling off.
He has been balling, and I said it. Crazy. I said it all along. If Chris Middleton until the Bucks are in the finals and win, Chris Middleton is the key to the Bucks winning the title.
MVP.
He has. Hey, listen, Giannis. You want to say this? How good Giannis is? Giannis is an average shooter. Chris Middleton, when he wants the ball, he can make that three anytime he wants.
I would say he's below average.
I mean,
he's been pretty nasty this series. I've seen him drain a couple that was just wow.
Pretty nasty for Giannis, which isn't that good.
A couple years ago, no shot he could do that. But
Giannis has been making threes, but he's not an elite 3-point shooter. You know what I mean?
Right.
But guys, the Hawks have been playing amazing. You got to give credit to Nate McMillan, this Atlanta Hawks team. I don't know. I told you the interim coach hiring in the middle of the year for the Hawks has changed the chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this could be the end for the Hawks. Tre Young clearly was not himself at the end of that game on Sunday night, and you could see that because he was missing a couple of shots there at the end. He's their guy. If Tre Young is out, the Hawks can't win. Just like if Giannis is out for the Bucks can't win. It's the same thing. And I am really bummed out because I actually was starting to believe the Hawks could beat the Bucks. I really was starting to believe it. The Hawks are getting hot, but with Tre Young out on tonight, it's not looking very good.
Yeah, a heartbreaking way to start the podcast for us. I think we've all kind of been on the Hawks bandwagon so far.
I was.
I
think
coming
out
give
the East.
The Bucks a run for their money, but I think the Bucks would have pulled it off in the end. The thing about Tre Young, on paper, I guess he's a good shooter. He thinks he's a good shooter, at least. He pulled 14 threes last game and made 6 of them. He pulls up like he's Steph Curry, but he doesn't make them like he's Steph Curry.
But he also averages 40 a game. He's nasty regardless. Just because he misses threes, he makes the free throws, makes the mid-range, makes the layups.
I'm not saying
he does all that. He's not the best straight-up three-point shooter, but the dude does enough for his team, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I think with him out, the Bucks do have a clean sweep, and
it'll be easy for them from here on out.
I really wanted the Hawks to get in because I think if the Hawks make it into the finals, I don't think that they will beat the Suns. And shout out to the Suns for blowing a game at home yesterday and losing what could have been a 4-1 series at home.
I really thought it was Suns in 5, and I'll tell you what, hands up to, Paul George for just proving that is wrong again. He's had a lot of mental stuff in this playoffs, people crapping on him on the internet, calling him playoff P, even myself. But he did choke in game 2 with the free throws, and even in game 4. But playoff P is still, Paul George is redeeming himself. If he can come back tomorrow night, get the win at Staples Center, Paul George has fully redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, he's been bipolar this playoffs. There's been some moments he has played better in game, but he has choked at the line. Game 2 is a great example. But if Paul George can come back tomorrow night, I will consider him. I will admit, and I like Paul George. He has redeemed himself in these playoffs, and as last year, he's just.
I got to shout out Marcus Morris
and Reggie Jackson
last game. He
Reggie
was
Jackson too, man. Reggie Jackson. Can we just say Reggie Jackson?
Reggie Jackson balled out too. Yeah, I mean, you got to include Reggie Jackson in there, but
Jackson's going to get a big contract, boys. He's going
and Boogie. Boogie balled out too.
What I sat there and watched for a couple hours last night was a former Indiana Pacers prodigy return to the spotlight in Paul George. That was unbelievable. I had goosebumps the whole time watching. I loved every second of that. Yeah, I'm on the Suns bandwagon for the playoffs. But I love watching Paul George ball. All the hate he gets, all the BS from the media, social media, like, it's not fair to the dude. He comes back from this gruesome injury, and now he's balling in the playoffs without his teammates there. Like, he's doing it himself. I'm really proud of him. It's great to see him back.
Here's the thing about Paul George. I realized this last week, and I think we talked about this last week. Before he broke his leg in 2014, he was playing at MVP LeBron level. Yeah. He almost beat the Heat 2 years in a row. And those Heat teams were a lot better than those Pacers teams, guys. The Pacers had Roy Hibbert, they had David West, a couple good pieces, but not the Heat. He almost beat them. Okay? Look at it this way. Paul George was playing at MVP level, breaks his leg, comes back. He still played pretty well. I mean, in OKC, he had a couple tough playoff series with the Thunder, with the Clippers. However, you know what I find crazy? Here's this fact, this stat. You know, last night, guys, was Paul George's first 40-point game in the playoffs, though? Mm-hmm. Mike Green said that. I was like, what?
No, I saw that, and I was kind of shocked.
I was shocked. Sure. I mean, how do you guys feel about that, though? Because that shocked me. Is someone like his reputation?
Chris Paul hasn't had many opportunities. He's had a decent amount, but he's never really made it to the degree that he has.
But guys, he carried the Pacers to a couple Eastern Conference Finals and almost beat the Miami Heat and those good.
Yeah, but he was more of a passer. He
was a great facilitator and playmaker. Yeah. He wasn't known for dropping 40 every game, but he was averaging 25 to 30. Like he was balling back then, but now he realized that like he has to take that step with Kawhi out. He needs to be that guy that is dropping buckets for his team, like a Tre Young, like a Giannis. He needs to be that guy right now for the Clippers to get out of this hole. And if he's like that, then if you're a Suns fan, you got to look out right now because they're beating up.
The Suns' downfall, especially last night, is their three-point shooting. Mm-hmm. Chris Paul was 0 for 6 from three-point. And Jay Crowder, who's most notably known for this playoffs as being the three-point shooter that they can rely on when they drive down in the paint and dish it back out. Jay Crowder's right there. He was 0 for 4. With 4 points, you need him to pick up a slack a little bit. They're benched and combined from many points too. Shout out Cameron Payne too. Cameron Payne has been very intriguing in these playoffs. He came from the G.
I agree.
I still think the Suns win in 7. I'm going Suns in 7 now. I think the Clippers can win tomorrow. I think the Suns can win tomorrow night, but I think Paul George is going to win tomorrow night. I do think the Suns do win in 7, though.
If it's Bucks Clippers, I almost don't even want to watch.
I think Suns take it tomorrow, but Paul George balls again. I think that's the way it'll work, but you'll see Booker and CP3 do what they've been doing the whole time.
Here's my thing, guys. I've been rooting against the Bucks for one other reason. That's why I just actually, I gave my college boys, they're all from Milwaukee. I'm about to go visit them in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I won't be there after a Bucks championship, because here's why. My uncle was with me tonight. Why are you rooting against the Bucks? I'll tell you why I'm rooting against the Bucks. Because everyone craps on the Celtics. You know what? Screw you. If you're gonna crap on my team, if you're gonna root against the Celtics every year, I'm gonna root against the Bucks. Okay? And I like the Hawks better. My friend Spencer Albin, he's a Hawks fan. He's an Atlanta guy. He never craps on the Celtics. That's what you know what? Here's something I learned now. If someone's gonna be nice about my team, I'll support your team. When guys are crapping on my team 24/7, or like not gonna like give my team some love, I'm not going to give your team love. I mean, I don't hate Giannis. I actually really like Giannis and respect him. But I'm just saying, I want the Hawks to win the series. And Tre Young getting hurt, I am disappointed he got hurt because now I'm going to have to hear how good the Bucks are. Bucks got lucky again, guys. Tre Young got hurt on Sunday night.
I mean, I feel like
now I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah.
You think this all goes back to LeBron saying that they should have postponed the season?
This all goes back to LeBron and the director making Lola Bunny less curvy. That's what this goes back to.
Guys,
everything that happened is because of that, and you cannot tell me otherwise.
No. You know what? LeBron lost the first time in his career, and he used Space Jam and injuries. You know what? Dude, you're 36. You're old. Okay? You got hurt. You guys were not the best team this year. You lost to a better team. You didn't perform as you're out. Go do Space Jam, okay? Like
no. I'm not talking about LeBron specifically, but I'm talking about how injury-ridden these playoffs.
Yes. I mean, but okay. Who's gotten hurt? Kawhi, injury prone. LeBron, injury prone. Anthony Davis, injury prone. Okay.
Yeah, but you also literally every team's had an injury at this point to a star player. Injuries cannot be the reason that you're using as excuse for the losing in the playoffs, because every team's been having injuries. It's basically an even playing field at this point.
Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson getting injured.
The Nets are injured. The Celtics are injured. The Nets are injured. I mean,
every team is injured. Like, you go down the injury report, everyone has an injury. Literally everyone.
Hey, look at this way. Milwaukee's the one healthy team, and I'll knock on wood, even though Milwaukee has been. Look at this way, guys.
Why would you knock on wood? You just went on a little rant about him. No,
I did, but I don't want to see Giannis get hurt. I don't want to see Giannis.
That was a weak. We got to fix that, Elliott. That was a weak mindset move right there. I can't have that.
You know what? No. Here's my thing. I'm a good guy, and I'm not going to cheer for the Bucks, but I'm not going to put on injuries for Giannis or Middleton.
True.
I'm not going to. I like Giannis. I'm just saying, if my friends are not going to support my team, I'm going to at least cheer for Tre. I like Tre Young. My friend Spencer is a Hawks fan. He's never captained the Celtics. You know what I mean? I like the Hawks.
Yeah.
Honestly, did you guys see who was at the game? Cam Newton, like all these rappers were there.
Bro, there were people from everywhere. Lil Wayne was there. There was like some big video game guys there. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, going back to
they came to see Devin Booker,
Treyway,
that team,
and they didn't.
So they did not.
Yeah, I feel like, Elliott, you and I are kind of in the same boat right now, just with the NHL, right? All of our boys are Lightning fans, and it's miserable to live here. I love it because I hate it. It is miserable to live.
Everyone I know somehow is a Lightning fan.
Everyone's a Lightning fan.
Welcome to the land of Florida. Welcome to Florida. Everyone's a bandwagon when their team does well. Where are they going to be in 10 years when they're a lottery team again?
3 years ago, I never heard any of these people ever say anything about the Lightning.
You know why? Because
nobody was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a Lightning fan." No, never.
Gentlemen, I have a very important announcement.
They're going to win the Stanley Cup, and they're never going to stop about it.
I have a very important announcement for you guys. As all of you know, listeners, my co-stars, I have never been a big hockey guy, and I have never really followed the NHL. I've been watching the playoffs, and I have officially decided on a favorite team.
Woo!
The one that doesn't exist
I would like to announce that I will be a day one fan of the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You can't bandwagon
Kraken guy.
That doesn't exist yet.
Not a bandwagon. That's a day one. I'm a rider. I'm an OG.
Johnny, how does it feel to be a real NHL hockey fan for a real team?
You know, it's nice. There's a lot of stuff I still need to learn about hockey, but I enjoy the fact that I have someone I can cheer for, because I've been watching all my boys cheer for their teams. You know, I was cheering with my roommate for the Islanders. Like, I had a lot of fun watching this so far. So I needed a team. Kraken are coming. Like, it was just the perfect storm. I had to choose them.
I mean, guys,
their jerseys are sleek.
Hockey's a growing sport in the U.S., so I still think it's getting more popular.
Yeah, their jerseys are clean, so I'm gonna be rocking one of those too.
Hey, listen, the hockey. Listen, going to the NHL playoffs now. The Canadians lose last night. I don't like Tampa.
That wasn't a loss. That was an ass kicking. That's what that was. That was bad.
Montreal is not that good. They were in a week. No, I mean, I don't know if you have any Canadians listening, but Montreal is not that good. They have a couple young. Listen, they have a couple young good players. Coatfield, Josh Anderson's a really good player. Carey Price is one of the greatest goaltenders to play the game. And Carey Price is an example why the Canadians are really where they are. But Montreal was in a weak division all year. They played against okay, let's review the Canadians. I just want to go into this because I know you guys know a lot.
I mean, I can talk a lot about the game yesterday because I sat there and watched it. So
okay, Montreal, the NHL this year, unlike the NBA, NHL was like because there's a lot more teams. There's 7 teams in Canada. So with Trudeau, the leader of Canada, Justin Trudeau's like, we don't want any U.S. teams traveling to Canada. So the NHL was like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have 4 different divisions. We're going to have the Eastern Division, which I'll go over them all. The Islanders, Bruins, Penguins, Flyers, Devils, all the teams. And then you had the Central Division, which were Tampa, the Hurricanes, the Stars, the Red Wings, like the Midwest and like Southern, like East, West, like all those like Florida, like that Southeast, Midwest. And then you had the West Coast. You had the Ducks, the Golden Knights, the Avalanche, the Sharks, the Coyotes, I said the Golden Knights, right? Yeah, like so all those teams, right? Oh, the Kings. So here's what I'm saying. And then you have this weak, no offense to the Canadian teams, this weak Canadian division. Toronto was the best team in that division. You had that Maple Leafs team choked on a bone. They were up 3-1 against the Canadians, and Toronto has been the team that just always chokes. They're the team that chokes every year. Toronto, I don't know if you guys see NHL. They choke. I don't know if you guys remember 2013 against the Bruins. They're up 4-1. That's where it all started. They choked in that series. Guys, Toronto has not won a series since 2004. Okay, so going more into that, they come back. Toronto chokes as usual. They beat a weak. No offense to the Winnipeg Jets, not that good. Swept the Jets, and then they beat the Golden Knights. I was impressed. I will admit the Golden Knights was a good victory. However, the Golden Knights weren't themselves in that series. I don't know if you guys know who Roger Stone is. He did not play. He's like their best player. He had like 0 points in the last few games. Like he was absent. Golden Knights weren't themselves. But guys, Tampa is $18 million over the cap.
I definitely want to talk about that.
I am a Boston fan, and it's like I hate the Yankees. I hate the Canadians. I cannot support the Habs because I don't want to say I love Canadians. They're nice people. I hate the Habs. Okay, I cannot stand the Habs. The fan base.
The Habs.
That's what Bruins fans call them. They call them the Habs. I don't know if there's a Boston thing. It's the Habs. We call them the Habs. I don't know if it's like the reason why we call them the Habs, but people in Boston, guys, hate the Canadians. They hate Montreal. It's one of the most underrated rivalries in sports. Okay, so that's the thing. But Montreal I don't see it happening, guys. I mean, I think they'll win maybe 1 or 2 games against Tampa, maybe up in Montreal, up with their fans. It's a great fan base, obnoxious fan base, which I can't stand. But it is a very passionate. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Montreal when the Canadians won against Vegas. They were rioting on the streets. It's crazy. It's Canada. It's Montreal. I mean, they're going crazy.
Yeah, watching that yesterday, that was a blowout. Montreal's only goal came because it hit off like 8 people at one time. That's the only reason it went in.
Yep.
And
listen. Credit goes out to the Islanders for almost beating them because the Islanders were the best chance of beating them, in my opinion. The Islanders were the best team. I said the Bruins and the Islanders were the 2 teams that could have beaten Tampa. That's my honest opinion, and I'm gonna stick with that. I just don't think Montreal has the firepower to beat Tampa. Tampa is experienced. They got young players, veterans, and again, Tampa's guys. They have. I hope there's a couple. I know it's already. I'm not teaching Jonny. I'll get you into some hockey. Braden Point. Superstar.
He's nasty.
Coach, Hall of Famer. Nasty. Captain. Great leader. You have Victor Hedman, Norris Trophy winner. The Norris Trophy, guys, in case you don't know, is the best defenseman in the league. Victor Hedman is a Norris Trophy winner. Andrei Vasilevsky, their goaltender. World-class goaltender, guys. Kucherov is maybe the second or third best player in the league. Guys, Tampa didn't even have him in the regular season. They get him back. Look what Tampa is doing. It is not even fair. Tampa is Brooklyn when they're healthy. Tampa is the Brooklyn Nets of hockey. And it isn't even fair.
It's going to be fun to see what happens this offseason, especially when you include, the expansion draft. Do you see maybe 1 or 2 of these Tampa players headed to the Kraken and watch them ball? Does that happen? Do we see another Golden Knights situation? So, as far as the Stanley Cup goes, this is definitely Tampa's series to lose. There's no reason they should not win this.
No, I mean, guys, Tampa is the better team. I mean, again, they have. I will tell you this, when I look back at this team in 20 to 30 years, when my kids ask me, like, what's the greatest Tampa's one of the greatest hockey teams put together I've ever seen. And low-key, they're kind of cheating because, again, they're $18 million over the cap. But from top to bottom, they have the best goaltender, arguably. The best forwards. They have some of the greatest forwards. Kucherov, Stamkos. I mean, it's not – they're defensemen. You have Victor Hedman. I mean, even guys like Pat Maroon, third – like, their fourth and third line are good. Like, it's not even fair.
Yeah, I was looking at it, yeah.
Other than Carey Price, this Tampa team is just better. And you could argue that Vasilevsky's better than Carey Price at this point of his career. Because Carey Price is old. So
yeah, I was looking at fantasy hockey rankings because that's how I'm able to keep track of sports I don't know. So I was looking at the top 300 and like the first within the first 50 there were like 6 or 7 Tampa Bay players. Like it was insane. It was ridiculous.
Let me before we get off this topic, I'll tell you, I'll actually read some of the players on this before we get off because I do want to read to you who have been All-Star because I watched the NHL All-Star game is actually one of my favorite All-Star games. Just the NHL skills competition is my favorite skills competition of any sport. I like it better than basketball and I like it better than the home run derby. And you guys maybe should start. So ready, Nikita Kucherov, Hall of Fame superstar. Steven Stamkos, Hall of Famer, superstar. Andrei Vasilevsky, superstar goaltender, maybe the best goaltender in hockey. Braden Point, All-Star. Victor Hedman is won the best defenseman trophy in the league, world-class defenseman. Patrick Maroon, one of the best role players in hockey. He's a third-line grinder, and he's like one of the better leaders. Even guys like Sergachev, Mikhail Sergachev, young elite defenseman. Yanni Gord, all these guys have all-star capabilities. It's not even fair. David Savard, another good defenseman. Another Ryan McDonough, played for the New York Rangers. All you Rangers fans out there, great. He was great on the Rangers. Ryan McDonough is one of the winningest players ever. Like just as a hockey player, what he did on the Rangers almost won a cup with him. Now he's on the Lightning. The Lightning won a cup. They're gonna win again this year. Alex Killorn. This team is just so good. And I know Montreal. I hate Montreal. And if you're Montreal fans listening to me, you might hate me. Guys, no offense to Montreal. It's just this roster is stacked.
Yeah, you're not going to beat the Lightning. Like that's just the way it's going to be. Lightning are here to stay for a little while. They're just nasty.
Like you said, I'm sure the Lightning are going to lose one of those guys to the Kraken. So Jonny, you're getting one of these guys.
No, like the Kraken are looking nice. Going to make some big moves. I can't wait.
Do me a favor. Do not take my beloved Taylor Hall from my Bruins. So
I don't know who we're taking, but we're going to be the best team in hockey next year.
Take the Brus because I really don't need we don't need the Brus. He's crap.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to become like the fireman Sam of the Seattle Kraken. I'm just going to be like right there at the I don't even like what's the best seat behind the goalpost or like
Jonny,
what?
Honestly, just get on the glass, brother. Get behind the glass.
The net.
Right behind you. I like behind the bench. The behind the bench is awesome because you can just.
I'll just wear like a big ass Kraken outfit.
No, Jonny.
Just vibe.
Behind the penalty box. The penalty box is awesome. You can
y'all go behind the penalty box and just look in there.
Have you ever seen NHL Network? They do they have done it before, like biggest fan, like they do that, like best fans, and it's like half of them are like them, like taunting the players when they're in the box, like. And
I may move to Seattle just for this. Like that may be worth it.
Only thing is expensive to live there. That's all I'm saying. Expensive. It's expensive.
Yeah, no, I'd be living in the road. So
be like an equipment manager. That's a good job for hockey. Be an equipment manager. It's a lot of equipment for hockey.
Catch me riding the Zamboni in a Kraken costume.
Dude, be the Zamboni driver.
What type of noise does a Kraken make?
I don't even know.
You want to do that like that? For the audience?
Yeah, hold on.
Release the Kraken.
Release him. All right, let's transition.
Jonny, I'm calling you right now before we. Someone is going to put some octopus or Kraken thing on the ice next to you.
I'm gonna launch one from the upper deck.
Oh my! I just heard it. No,
is it like a specific team? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is it like a specific team where they have the bear throw, where they throw a bunch of bears on the ice? You know what I'm talking about?
What?
It's for like a St. Jude organization or like cancer research or something, where for the children everyone brings a bunch of like stuffed animals and throws them on on the ice.
Oh.
I don't
You
know.
know what I'm talking about?
No, I thought you meant real bears. I was like, why are they doing that? It's
You
kind
know,
of
the bear
crazy.
cubs at the players. and see if they'll beat them, and they have a Kraken versus a bunch of live bears. let's make that the all-star thing. Instead of like players doing cool things, we'll have their mascots face off like a real Kraken versus.
You know what, guys? You know, in NHL,
Canadian.
you know, in NHL, you can do that. You can play with mascots. It's pretty fun, actually. My cousin Zach, he got me into Chell a little bit last year during COVID when we were hanging out. And I was in New Jersey with him, and we were playing like the NHL got a lot of features, guys. It's super fun, and we were playing the mascots. It was super fun, and you have to unlock all these mascots for the NHL. It's pretty cool. Just saying, if you like Chell. There you go.
I know my roommate was trying to get it for a while, so we may get it soon.
You should, Jonny. My advice: if you want to learn some players, get it. It's a good idea.
All right. Let's move on to NC State. This has been one of, if not the biggest news story over the past couple days. NC State sent home from the tourney for the College World Series. They were, I guess you could call them like the people's champ. They everyone was wanting to watch them. They were really exciting, really good, like just having a great time. And then they get sent home for COVID protocol, and now 8 of them have tested positive for the Delta variation of COVID. So there's a couple ways we could break down this conversation. The first, I guess, is just an initial reaction. What do we think?
What I have to say, first of all, is that the NCAA is a bunch of hypocrites.
Right.
1 week after they got defeated by the Supreme Court, now they're going to go out and do this crap. That's all I got to say. Come on.
They literally hyped up how many people attended their games and then get mad when the players test positive.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
Well, I think,
and then destroy the reputation of the team and the integrity of the organization by demanding that they not play and therefore getting eliminated. I think the NCAA, as far as we've seen in NCAA history, are a bunch of hypocrites who are only in it for the money and really don't care about the livelihood of their athletes. As long as it makes the NCAA a little bit more richer and they get a little bit more in their pockets, they're okay with whatever.
Money.
Pockets full of that tax-free dough.
Does not care about you, college athletes, and just like Brad Kavanaugh said last week, they don't give two craps about you. You know what?
We're on your side, college
One
athletes.
week after the NCAA loses, they go out and they get NC State out of the tournament. I mean, college baseball is not as big as college basketball or football, but I'll tell you what, it's on ESPN a lot. It's a pretty big following, and this is disappointing. Like, this just doesn't make it fun. You put another team in there. Was it Vanderbilt? I
have a bunch of friends playing like in these tournaments right now, and I know, especially from my experience, like getting sent home from this, like this is a peak moment of your life. Getting this opportunity in college to be able to play baseball, especially on such a stage like this.
If they're vaccinated,
it's just heartbreaking, you know? It really is.
If they're vaccinated, guys, and I know they have COVID, it's like, I know it reduces it. Why not let them play? Is it, I mean, I guess there's people at the games that aren't vaccinated, but it's not like they're going to be around. Listen,
they're not going to come
getting the vaccine
or any social situation with these.
If you choose not to get the vaccine, then wear a mask.
That's on you.
It's on you. No, it is, and that's what I'm going to say now. It's on you. You had the chance to get it months ago. I got it almost 2 months ago now. I don't know if you guys got it. If you guys don't get it, I don't care. But it's on you now, okay?
You should know by now that we all got it.
Yeah, if it's at a full stadium, let the damn players play. You know, this is the whole thing about the vaccine. If it's supposed to reduce this, it's supposed to, like, pretty much, you might have COVID, but you're not going to have the symptoms anymore. Then let them play, okay? If a fan gets it, sorry, you should have gotten the vaccine. And I don't even think they would go near the fans, okay? I'm saying if the fans, a normal fan's not going to go on the field and talk to the players, you know?
But don't try to hype up how many people showed up to the game and be like, oh, well, you know, COVID.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably more unvaccinated. Think of it. The people at the game or not have them run out and vaccinated. But yet the players are, and you're not going to let them play the game they love, the game they're there to win. They're in the
Right.
semis, or I'm not a big call, but you can't. It just makes no logically, guys. It makes no sense. No sense at all.
Honestly, you want to hear what really pisses me off? Let me get into this.
Let's hear it.
All right. As a former baseball player, having friends that play college ball, this is the make or break it point for a lot of athletes where it goes to pro ball.
Yes.
And a lot of the times for baseball players, you're either out of high school or you're out of college. But watching kids in the College World Series is what skyrockets them up the draft boards. We've seen it time and time again. Well, now you screw over a whole team of players that had the opportunity to chase their pro dreams, to do everything they've been wanting to do, and you kick them out. And that's that. So if I'm the NCAA, I need to start looking at these situations with more perspective in mind. Because, some of them failed a COVID test, but what about those other 12 to 15 players who are still perfectly healthy, who still want to play baseball, who want to go into a pro career, and you're just going to send the entire squad out of there just without any remorse? And you have people here. I mean, I myself have been betting on this NC State team. This is just so frustrating for me as a big fan of college baseball to see this happen. I was so excited for this team to play, and now they just don't get the chance. So I am furious. The NCAA handled this pretty poorly. We're on the other side of a pandemic. Everyone's vaccinated. This shouldn't happen anymore. We shouldn't be having to postpone stuff. We shouldn't have to kick teams out. We're at the point now where it's, I hate to say it, but it's just another sickness. We have so many people vaccinated. All the athletes are vaccinated at this point, or most of them.
And you're telling
let them play.
You're telling me that this whole tournament went on and not a single player up until now tested positive? Not a single one? And all of a sudden, out of the blue, almost the whole team is testing positive? There's something wrong there.
I mean, you want to talk about mental impacts and psychological impacts? Let me break it down for you, just like this podcast is about. NCAA, I am talking to you right now. Figure it out. You are ruining these kids' lives by removing them from the tournament. That's facts. You are ruining their life. You are ruining an opportunity for them.
Just think about all the work they put in.
Figure out how to fix it. Okay? You got these guys that want to chase these dreams. If I was still playing, I'd be chasing this dream. I'd be working all day, all night to get there. And now they can't because they got a flu.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just so mad right now. Most of the country is too about this. It's just, there's a lot of factors that I feel like the NCAA just tends to overlook because of, I guess, what I would call a beef between the pros and the NCAA. So they're just ruining kids' lives just because they can at this point. Okay, I'm better now.
No, I mean, guys, it's just the work that these people have put in, these athletes have put in. Mm-hmm. You get your shots. You're relieved, not have to worry about getting COVID. And then this happens in almost July. I mean, guys, even if it was April, March, sure, okay, that's when COVID was still kind of bad.
Exactly.
Exactly. Middle of the summer, people are. I mean, guys, I'm in New Jersey, Pennsylvania now, and those were the strictest states with COVID. No one wears a mask here anymore. Okay, who cares? This is like you said. If you don't get vaccinated, you're gonna pay. Then you're paying the price at this point. Okay. Yeah. Period. And the people who are not getting vaccinated, I think, are the people who probably don't. I mean, this is a rugby topic, but are people that probably don't believe in getting the vaccine or have. It's just you don't get it. This is ridiculous. That's on you. And these athletes got vaccinated thinking, I don't have to worry about getting COVID, or if I do get COVID, it won't be a big deal because it's not like I can really, it's not like I really am going to get it badly because it reduces.
Right.
That's what I mean. What did they do?
Ben, I knew this would happen at some point. I knew it would happen. I didn't know what sport. I knew this would happen.
So
somewhere down the line, a team would get screwed over by COVID. I knew it.
If they ruin football for me, I'm done. I'm riding. I'm in Indianapolis at college. I go to school in Indianapolis, guys. I'll be happy to go to the country.
This is ridiculous that I'm sitting here having to talk about this. I'm so frustrated.
I will gladly go there with a couple friends, and I will say something to them. Get your crap together. You guys are a bunch of corrupt. I'm not going to say
it's heartbreaking.
On another whole topic,
selfish.
One of my friends, shout out Pablo, is watching the pregame for the game tonight and said that Tre Young and his replacement should be Jeff Teague, who is not even on the Atlanta Hawks. Charles Barkley, if you're listening, you should be fired because
you can't fire Charles Barkley. It's Charles Barkley. Like, that's the point of him having a job. He just does his thing.
I thought Shaq would be the one fooling it on that whole thing that they do, their halftime reports, pregame reports. But man, it's Charles Barkley. That man's Shaq and a fool all the time.
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time.
All right, and so I guess that's a perfect transition to this next topic. As you guys have seen, the Olympic basketball roster has dropped. So we figured today would be as good of any to kind of start our Olympic hype train, discuss the Olympics, just an overall discussion, what we think is going to happen. I want to start it off with finally, right? Finally, we get to see the Olympics again. It got delayed because of COVID, and we're finally at the point where we can watch athletes do their thing on an international stage. I get to watch the boys ball, hoop for days.
Wait.
Gold medal. Gross. And listen, guys,
Can I ask a question?
What's up?
Why is Kevin Love representing our team?
What is up with
the USA?
Where is Damian Lillard?
You gotta love it, bro. Kevin Love comes out to ball.
Kevin Love hasn't done anything since LeBron's been on the team.
There's about to be vintage T-Wolves Kevin Love.
Can I read this roster for the? Can I do that, please?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I want to read this team, and as listeners out there, I want you guys to hear this team. I want you to think. Okay, here's who I like. Okay, Bradley Beal, love that. Devin Booker, love it.
Great.
Kevin Durant, automatic.
Perfect.
Okay, outside of that, okay. Oh yeah, Damian Lillard. Okay, Damian Lillard and Jason Tatum. Yes, those players are superstars. And yes, Bam is a superstar. Okay. But outside of those guys, I won't disinclude. Bam's a great player. What he did in the playoffs last year was tremendous. Okay,
Bam's nasty.
Okay, guys, why is Jeremy Grant on the U.S. team?
Yeah,
dude, you don't know Jeremy Grant?
Bro,
he's like the next LeBron James.
Some sort of fashion.
He's the next LeBron, bro. What do you mean? He's nasty.
Why is Zach
Watch
Levine
him dunk over Pau Gasol. It's crazy.
Zach Levine is fair. Okay, fine. Zach Levine is a star. Maybe
Zach Levine absolutely balled out for this.
Yeah, he deserves to be on the team this year.
Absolutely.
He was nasty.
Kevin Love averaged 12.2 points per game.
Kevin Love. Okay,
2.5 assists.
Where's Jaylen Brown? I mean, he was hurt with his wrist. I get. Okay, Jaylen Brown. Okay, where's Tre Young?
He's hurt. He's still playing. So
anyone that's still playing right now is probably not.
Yeah.
But Drew
Holiday's on it. There's Middleton's on it. They're in. Devin Booker's on it.
It's kind of expected. We see it every year, or every time the Olympics comes around. Like, you're never gonna get those giant names, aside from maybe one or two.
Some of them might have decided to play for another country too.
True.
And Luka with Slovenia, but where is okay? I'm gonna go through some names. Where's Karl Anthony Towns? I would rather have him than Draymond Green.
You mean the guy wasting his time away with the Timberwolves?
Yeah.
Throwing away all of his potential.
Cat? Okay. Where is? I'll keep thinking of names. Where's Jimmy Buckets, guys? Jimmy Buckets
was not about it.
Come on, really?
Bro, where's my dog Duncan Robinson?
Where is Paul George?
You want Duncan Robinson to rep the squad? Is that all
No,
right?
dude,
Yeah.
that
In
was a
case you guys
joke.
forgot, Elliott doesn't know how to pick a team. So
That was a joke.
You know what? Actually, I'll say Paul George. I will say Paul George. Maybe he has PTSD from being in the U.S. team because of his injury. Maybe that's it.
Understandable.
Even where's
Kawhi
AD?
has been hurt.
Where's AD? Where's Kyrie? Oh, I'm hurt. Yeah, he's always hurt, guys. Where's James? Oh, James Harden, I guess, is hurt too. But
Kind of hurt.
The team was picked before this.
Everyone's kind of hurt. Like, look,
I mean,
this isn't our best.
Steph is old.
Steph Curry.
Is this a hot
True.
take? Could we lose? Could the U.S. team not win the gold for the first time since 2004? Because it's possible this year. I
don't think that will happen.
Come on now. Are you kidding me?
Name
a roster that even compare. Let's just think about this broadly, okay? Let's take a look at the starting five, just so I can show you what you're thinking. Dame Dollar. You got D-Book. You got KD. You got Bam.
And probably a Draymond.
You got Draymond. That would probably be your starting five, right?
That's pretty nasty.
I think that starting fives wins an NBA
And then you have
Finals.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum. Yeah, Tatum over Draymond.
Zach LaVine.
Tatum over Draymond, and then that team's nasty.
Kevin Love and Jeremy Grant are probably not going to get any playing time. They're going to get a big DNP by their name for most of the series.
Did not play. But aside from basketball, we do actually have a lot to look forward to. First of all, I'm excited for swimming. We are in a new era. We got Caleb Dressel, Katie Ledecky. We got the squad pulling up. We're going to sweep there. I'm so excited for the Olympics. I'm about to be patriotic, shirtless. I'm going to have red, white, and blue running down my face. I'm going to be out there just going crazy. I can't wait.
Katie Ledecky is, you guys know, they said this only like 40 times with Islanders, but her uncle is like the owner of the Islanders or something.
Yeah, I know. That was the first thing I learned about the Islanders.
Throwing this promo every time. I was like, watch Katie Ledecky in the Olympics, and then they would show the Islanders owner.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for the Olympics this year. We finally get it to come back after the pandemic. This is the perfect way to wrap it up, right?
Wrap what up? What do you mean?
The pandemic. We finally get the Olympic Games
I hope this
back.
isn't the last Olympics.
Oh, we lost Ben. Hello, Ben. Are you with me? You're muted too.
No, I'll explain in a second.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
The Olympics are just too much for Ben. He decided not to play.
Ben's just too excited. Couldn't control himself. He's done for the day.
How about Serena Williams not participating in these Olympic Games?
Okay, so my grandmother, I have to get driven to my other grandfather's house, and she wants to leave. I'm like, I can't leave right now.
All right, we'll rush through the rest of this.
Guys, the Olympics is probably guys. I will say though, can't wait for the Olympics. No, sorry, I was just like, oh,
that's funny.
Sorry to these lists. I will say the Olympics is my favorite. The World Cup and the Olympics are my two favorite things. Because they're every 4 years, now 5 years.
These are a few of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to do our thing. We're going to win it all as usual because we're USA and we're the best.
Guys. Also, I'm excited for some beach volleyball. I'm excited for some guys. We got baseball and softball back in the Olympics this year. We'll probably win those.
Oh yeah. This is going to be so lit.
For all you Olympics fans out there, we got some new sports. We got karate. I
can't wait.
We got climbing, surfing, and I just said and then I think those are the sports. So climbing, surfing, softball, baseball, and karate.
How would climbing work?
Gymnastics. We got the squad.
First wins.
Got Simone Biles. Look,
I'm gonna say, if you're listening and you've never really followed the Olympics, this is the year you get in. This is a brand new era for many of the big sports that are involved with the Olympics.
No Michael Phelps.
24/7 sports.
No Phelps, no Bolt, no LeBron, no this is the new era. This is it. So if you've never really followed it, this is the time. Get patriotic. Get ready to go. Get your beers. Get your hot dogs. Get your burgers. Go watch some sports. Go cheer on the team.
Roast up
USA
some
number
bullets.
1. We believe we're getting gold. End the story. There it is.
But I'm about to
Make
be up
me on the hype video.
Hey, Jonny, I'm about to be up. I'm going to be sleeping during the day because, like, in Tokyo, it's a day ahead.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be up in the middle of the night, all night.
I mean, that's how I operate anyway.
I'll be watching events like 3 a.m. live. Like, not even.
Yeah, this is like the afternoon for me, and it's almost 9.
So, here, guys, here's my thing. So, what do you guys? I'm going to go through a couple of events before we get. But, guys, how about some badminton? We got badminton's a great sport. We got some ping pong, a little table tennis. I mean, those are more of the sports we're not as good at, but I'm excited even to watch sports. I like watching sports too that the U.S. doesn't dominate. How about some archery? How about some
dominate that too.
handball?
That was our first medal. Was the
handball? Let's go some hand. Let's get some hand. Like those are some good sports to watch. Just you guys don't just watch some U.S. stuff.
Should we, as a podcast group, I feel like we should all try out for an Olympic sport at one point. Is that a deal we can make? You think?
Maybe. I mean,
what we'll do is we'll look it up. We'll look it up and we'll research, and then we'll start training.
You have to get like picked for it. Like they send you like this nice email or probably something in the mail saying like, "Hey, you're pretty good. We want you."
Maybe if there was like a cannonball competition, I might have a chance. But like, I aside from like the baseball team, there's nothing there I can do. So.
Yeah, guys, so I mean, no, it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be. Sorry, guys, I've had a lot of distractions tonight. Family grabbing.
Yeah. Ben, turn off the ringer. Turn off the ringer, please.
This has been a
Turn off the ringer, Ben.
We're about to execute you from the podcast. You're done.
You're about to be gone.
It's ridiculous. I mean, God, guys, please do me a favor. From now on, family, when you listen to this, stop calling me. Stop texting me during the podcast.
Hey, all of Ben's women too, please stop texting him a little bit.
Enough.
Yeah, you can text us instead.
Yeah. Johnny Mundo.
I swear I'm single.
No, but guys, listen, the Olympics is the best thing to watch. And I'll tell you what, I don't even like watching basketball. No offense. I love basketball, but I was just wondering for some of these cool events that we never get to watch, like handball, rowing, rugby, shooting, weightlifting, like all these sports that I love. Like it's just a fun time. It's every 4 years too, and it's been 5 years now. So
yeah, I'm so excited.
I have a question. Do you think the next Olympics will be in 3 years?
Yes, it's going to be in Paris in 2024.
Yeah, they're gonna.
That is going to be the
Paris. That's fancy.
Well, what you need to realize is we're doing back-to-back Olympics in 2 years.
We're doing Beijing. Winter's next year, guys. Winter's less than a year.
It's exciting.
We got winter coming up too. So winter.
We got a lot of fun stuff happening in the future of sports, and I can't wait.
And Jonny, World Cup next year too.
Listen, I know I said I'm getting into the NHL. Your boy's about to be inside European football in a little bit, or I guess just football, because I don't want to call it soccer because people will get mad. So, yeah, your boy's going to find a football team eventually.
I think I'll get a team in England or Spain. I would do that.
I want to go for the good ones. That's my plan.
There'll be a bandwagon, though. Like, my friend Duncan.
No, not the good ones. The good ones.
Okay.
Right now, the front runner is Man City. So
every year, so
I don't know anything at this point, but I have been playing a lot of FIFA 15. So my guy Yeezy Yankumbo is a striker for Arsenal. So that's about all we got with soccer knowledge or football knowledge.
Okay. All right.
I won the
all right, here's the starting Hawks lineup. John Collins, Kevin Huter, Clint Capella, Bogdanovich, and Lou Williams.
Not bad. Not going to get it done. Bucks in 7.
Yeah.
So I say Bucks in 6. I hate Bucks in 6. My friends always do. It's like, what? Doesn't even make sense. The year they did Bucks in 6, the Celtics beat them in the first round. So it makes no sense logically.
Hey, I bet you this game that Brook Lopez scores more threes than Giannis does.
Watch. Hey, Giannis is working.
That's a reasonable bet. I mean.
All right.
All right. Let's move on to Ben's breakdown. So I guess Ben, what do you have for us today? What storylines are out there?
Yeah, family's driving me crazy today, but First of all, guys, gotta go up to Carl Nassib on the Las Vegas Raiders. He comes out as the first openly. Not even congratulations. You know what? Like he said on the live stream or the announcement, it shouldn't even be a big thing. He's gay. Good for him.
Do you think he wants a slap on the ass?
It's not going to be that big of a deal in the future, but he's obviously like the first real one, you know?
No, I'm saying good for him for saying the tone.
Yeah, he doesn't want it to be a big deal. No one else does. Like, I'm happy he can live his life.
I'm happy that he's accepting that, and he's a great player on the Raiders. I'm glad
those post game ass slaps are gonna hit a little different now, though.
No, okay, Elliott, that's
yeah, especially since you're the one that keeps giving them.
Oh, okay, all right. Quick, in some baseball news, I gotta say, Jonny, I know you said nah, but we gotta go Red Sox. Get the brooms out for the second time this year. Red Sox sweep the Yankees. So, but but whatever. We beat the Yankees last night. Not as good. Red Sox pitcher Garrett Richards. Controversy going on. Garrett Richards sucked in the first 2 innings. Gave up 5 runs. What the hell is going on? Garrett Richards has been kind of a streaky pitcher all season. He has some good and bad starts, but out of nowhere, he starts pitching well. Like he was like unhittable. And the reason why is I read up on his pitching a little bit. I really didn't. I'm a huge Red Sox fan. I didn't really watch. I was busy last night. I didn't get to watch the game, but I will say, he started doing this changeup, and he was throwing the ball at like 73 miles per hour. I mean, what do you guys think? This is crazy. Like this new innovative slow pitch. And these guys in the Royals were having issues hitting the ball. Like what a good for him for. I mean, I gotta give credit to Richards for changing up his pitching because he clearly maybe he was using Spider Tack in April and May. They cracked down on it. He's been pitching kind of iffy the last couple of weeks. Has a terrible start last night. You gotta wonder. I mean, did Alex Cora? Did someone say, listen, just start throwing pitches really slow. Maybe they won't hit him. And you know what? It worked.
Yeah. I mean, Garrett Richards straight up said in an interview, especially after all the Spider Tag, he said, well, it's changed pretty much everything for me. I feel like I need to be a different pitcher than I've been the last 9.5 years. What a pitiful excuse, but dang, bro, you got some balls on you for just coming out and saying that. Just straight up admitting to it. I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Garrett Richards, we've watched you pitch for 10 years at this point. I'm not surprised that you are not that great anymore. It happens to players as they age. But for you to come out and just straight up say, yeah, I have to change the way I pitch because of these rules, that's pretty weak and says what it needs to say about you. So
yeah,
hey, at least he's trying to do something new.
Yeah,
true. Also, side note, since we brought up the Yankees, you guys see Dylan Mundy yak on the mound?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Kevin Durant was there firsthand too.
He's yakking at the way the Yankees look at this point. Like I'm just so the amount of memes that got sent to me yesterday about the Yankees and just the puke. Oh, it was just so awful. I was miserable.
I didn't hear that.
It was bad, man.
Disgusting, man. Oh, God.
Like I'm already so down as a baseball fan at this point. Yankees are about to lose their 5th in a row. Shohei just hit a fat homer.
Another off the topic.
I'm hurting. I'm tired of talking about how much I'm hurting. So
since we started this podcast, or since I said that Brook Lopez would shoot more threes than Giannis, he's already shot 3 threes.
Has he made any?
No, one of them was just an air ball, but he did get fouled, so he's gonna get 3.
Okay.
Free throws.
So
what
guys,
else you got, Ben?
I got 2 more topics today. This one going a little more, but going back into hockey. My grandfather actually talked to me this week about it. He gave me a suggestion talking going into the mind and psychological. Guys, any Flyers fans in this, I'm sure there's a couple Philly fans that listen to this. Carter Hart, last year was phenomenal. Rookie of the year. The Flyers were one of the final. They made it to the second round last year. In the bubble, they were cruising. Carter Hart was one of the best goaltenders in the league. Out of nowhere, the Flyers didn't make the playoffs. Had one of a really disappointing down season, and with that being, the Flyers defensemen were very disappointing this year. But Carter Hart had a very bad year, like a very a sophomore slump, and apparently the reason why is, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer, Carter Hart has had a therapist or a psychological person that's been with him. And his name is John Stevenson. And guys, listen, I was never a goaltender in hockey, but hockey is a very stressing game, and it's being a defenseman I think being a defenseman / goaltender is a more stressing position, and being a goaltender is stressing. And listen, he quoted this from the Philadelphia Inquirer, said, I'd say about 90% of it is mental, and that's what I think. Apparently, he wasn't with his psychological person or his therapist this year. And Carter Hart has been with this guy since he was I think a 10-year-old. I mean, so it's crazy. I mean, they take away maybe because of COVID, or maybe that's what it was, or COVID protocols.
I mean, as you guys know, like, a big part of our podcast is, psychological moments, big mental impacts. Like, this is something that we like to cover, right? Carter Hart, he switches up something that he's been so used to routine-wise.
Which is a guy,
and really all of a sudden, he falls apart. The Flyers fall apart. These are the things that Mind Design Sports as a company, or an organization, wants to follow and wants to help younger athletes kind of avoid, is stuff like this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That mental issue, that mental block that athletes get. This is what this whole organization is designed for. So Carter Hart is a news story that we definitely feel like we should be reporting on to you guys. A lot of you may not really care about it, but for us, like, it means something when we come across stuff like this.
Let me read the stat, guys. His goal percentage, his rookie season / the bubble, was 2.42 goals a game. His save percentage was .914, which is really good. This year, his defense was they regressed. Their defenseman did regress, but his goal average was 4.04 a game, with a save percentage of .869 a game. He allowed more than four more goals in 11 of his 20 starts, being pulled in 4 of them. So again, like, this is just, and again, like, it's crazy that this got brought. I got to shout out my grandfather, my grandpa Ricky. That's what I call him. Gotta shout him out, because this is a really big deal. As a goaltender, and as like you said, a young athlete. Look at his rookie year. He had his psychological, a therapist with him. He's having a phenomenal. The Flyers are a Stanley Cup contender this year. Weren't even close to making the playoffs. It's just crazy what a therapist can do for you it's crazy. It's crazy.
Right.
Now, therapists occupy those people that you need to talk to for the most mental parts of your life, things that really get to your head and really affect everything that you do. Now, not everyone can afford therapists or psychologists, so even if you're a young athlete out there, just make sure you're talking to something about things that affect you. If you have a big game, talk to someone about it. Say, hey, like, I'm stressed out. Maybe they have something like a routine they do. Another athlete has something they do to de-stress them or to help them on their mental sides. So just talk to someone.
Yeah.
Not everyone can talk to these high-end psychiatrists or psychologists or therapists. But everyone needs to talk. Everyone needs to vent.
I would say this John Stevenson is more of a psychologist. I don't know why he's a psychologist. And again, it's crazy. I played hockey, and I was a defenseman most of my hockey career, and it's a stressing position, man. Like, it's a rink. You're in this, especially playing in your own zone. Like, those guys are shooting the puck at you 100 miles per hour in the pros. I mean, it's a stressing job. You got a lot of people sitting behind you. I mean, this is not easy. Being a goal,
right.
I mean, guys, you can't even, as a goaltender in the league. You know how hard it is to be a goaltender in the NHL. You have to be. You're getting screened. You can't even see the puck.
Yeah, and if a goal goes by you,
it's on you.
Like, that's on you.
Yeah.
No matter how well the goal was shot,
like, plays.
Takes a little bit of the pressure off. But at the end of the day, a lot of these goalies are going to take it back in the locker room and be like, dang, I missed that shot. I'm the reason why we lost. And not everyone can take it like that. Sometimes you just got to brush it off. And even when recruiters look for whether it's a baseball player or a hockey player, football player, how do you react to those situations? Are you going to take it straight to the dome and be like, hey, like it happened, but that's just a reason for me to get better. I can talk to these people and decompress and move on and get better from this. Or
Right.
I take it, I get depressed and I get sad and I get lonely and I start to shelter myself off. That's not what recruits look for out there.
Yeah.
They want to see you. They want to see how you react to that pressure.
Right.
How do you respond to failure? Are you going to use it as something to build upon? Or are you going to use it as something to take your blocks out from under you and let the pyramid fall?
Yeah, sports is more mental than it is physical. You can get those muscle memories down. For example, hitting a baseball, you can get it down. That doesn't change the fact that when you strike out, your mental game is affected. Or if you ground out, your mental game's affected. Like, it comes down to your approach in any situation you're throwing in. And that's a big takeaway for young athletes, I feel, is learning when to show emotion, when not to, and how to act when a situation isn't going your way. That's what defines the greats from the okay players at that point. So if you're a young athlete, my, I guess, advice to you would be learn how to shake it off. That was what my dad essentially told me.
As
Shake
Jay-Z
it off
once said,
and just keep focusing.
Off your shoulders.
There's always another attempt. Always. Always another 3. But yeah. So go ahead, Ben.
Thank you, Johnny. No, sorry. The last thing I have is for you NBA fans. Some new coach hirings, guys. We got Ime Udoka on the Celtics. Already calling out Brad Stevens and how he coached the team this year with the defense. Yep. Brad even laughs, but I love it. I like this guy calling out, already pushing Smart, Tatum, Brown. But Chauncey Billups getting hired by the Blazers.
Right.
Got Rick Carlisle going to the Indiana Pacers, and Jason Kidd, who I thought was going to land with the Celtics, lands in Dallas. With
all 4 of these are great signings. Great sign. Out of all 4 of them are perfect.
But they're going into some Dame Lillard talk. Does Dame want to be with Chauncey Billups? Because I've been hearing rumors, guys. Maybe Brandon Ingram and a couple picks for Dame or Zion or Jonny. You would like this one.
Dame's going.
Look, how did that happen?
Dame to the
background. What is that?
I hate to say
Damian Lillard in a Heat jersey? No way. Is that happening?
He'll probably go the Knicks. That's my smart opinion.
$1 to the Heat.
It could happen. That's all.
Dame is going to the Knicks.
And that will wrap my Brent's breakdown today. I think that was a lot, but Dame to the Heat maybe could happen. I hate to say it.
Hey, man, welcome.
On a random note, about the Carl Nassib thing that I said, please do not cancel me. I did not mean that in any defamatory way of the jokes that I said. I just it's whatever. I think good for him for, coming out, and I think that'll usher in a new wave. I'm glad that everyone's more accepting these days. We need more people like that, and
keep it up.
Bro, it's just a joke. It's not that big of a deal. He came out. I accept it. It's all good for him, but it shouldn't be as big of a deal. You shouldn't be worried about getting canceled for making a joke.
It is a big deal, though, because it is the first one in the NFL. And
no, I know.
I think it good. It isn't because, everyone who knows him probably knows him.
It's not that big of a, in the future, it's not it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Future,
but it's not something this is just irrelevant. But it's just not worth you freaking out over being canceled. That was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the last thing we are doing today. Once again, we do have a draft, but guess what? Next week we will be having a new segment, or not even next episode. We will have a new segment. We will be having an interview. So definitely tune in for that. It is going to be great. I am super excited. This is something I love talking about. I don't want to spoil it at all, but stay tuned. It's going to be fun.
I'm excited too. It's going to be fun.
All right. So today's draft, it is 5 rounds. Order is Elliott, then Ben, then myself.
Yeah.
And the category is the best players from the playoffs this year. Now, the key here is we decided to change it up a little bit, add a little extra criteria, and we're going to be making a starting 5 out of these players, and it has to be pretty accurate position-wise.
Right.
We kind of had a discussion beforehand, but this is the route we want to go down. So with that being said, Mr. Elliott Steinberg, what is your first pick?
With the first pick of the MVPs from the 2021 NBA playoffs, Elliott Steinberg picks Kevin Durant.
It's a
Small
solid pick.
forward.
Damn, this is gonna be hard. For the second overall pick in these 2021 NBA playoffs, gonna have to go with Devin Booker.
Solid one. All right, with the back-to-backs, your boy is going with Luka at small forward. And then I'll go just a respect thing, honestly, for what he's been doing so far. I'll take Embiid at center. Like that's just a respect pick. Man's been playing through an injury, has been averaging like 35 and 15. It's crazy.
He's unreal.
I like that's just impressive.
For the second overall, for my second pick, guys, I don't know why you didn't take this one. I'm going with Tre Young, baby. He is hurt, but Tre Young has been literally the MVP of these playoffs.
That's who you want running your point out of all your options?
I like Tre. What are you hating on Tre for?
He's a good player, but you have Chris Paul and Dame.
Dude, I don't know. I like Tre. Hey, are the Blazers in the conference finals? I don't think so. The Hawks are.
True.
Sorry.
I mean, that's fair. I'll give it to you.
I like Tre Young.
Next pick.
I love Lillard, but
all right, I guess Elliott, who's your pick now?
That's to get 2, right?
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, I am going to take Damian Lillard at point guard with my next pick.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pick. This one's hard.
You gonna go the Celtics route?
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
I think you should. That would be a good pick.
You're just trying to lead me on so you can do something skeevy. I know.
Don't I always?
I don't know. I could go the center route. Pick the best center. But there aren't many good options for shooting guard either. Just kind of nuts.
There's 2 really good players there that
you're missing one, dude. Are you kidding?
Actually, there's like 4 that I have written down here that are nasty.
I have 1.
All right, who do you want to pick? Come on. This is a fat episode.
Guys, it's been so long. It's got dark out.
It's late. You said Tatum?
I'm taking Tatum.
All right.
Thank you, Elliott. I was either going to take him or the Greek freak, Giannis.
Yeah. I was thinking either of them.
I'm thinking Giannis.
Okay.
That leaves the big Blake ski for the Mondies.
I don't want Blake Griffin. What? So at point guard, I'm just going to go down the list at this point. We're going to take CP3. CP3, aside from being hurt, has arguably been the MVP this playoffs for the Suns with the way he can facilitate, find the open man. And with that, I am also going to draft Donovan Mitchell as my shooting guard. Who also carried his team for a little while there and was absolutely balling.
Yes, Jonny, I like your picks because I have to pick a center, and I'm going with the Joker, Nikola Jokic.
That's a good pick.
Okay. All right, well, then that means my team is going to be filthy. All right, I'm going to pick Paul George for my shooting guard, and I'm going to pick the Rudy-est of the Gobert for my center.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Gobert's pretty nasty, but just got embarrassed by Terrence Mann.
Yeah.
A little kryptonite there.
So at the small forward position for my last pick, right? Is this the 5th pick? Is it?
This is the 5th pick.
Guys, I loved it, man.
Yeah, no, we had to fly through this one. This has been a long episode.
Yeah, you guys just keep giving me guys. I mean, I'm either can take Okay, here's where I'm gonna go with this. I gotta go with the hot hand right now, and I wouldn't say this usually just because Kawhi is hurt. I gotta go with Chris Middleton at my 3.
Yeah, Chris Middleton is
That's a good one.
Nasty.
Yeah, Chris Middleton's my small forward, guys. I would go Kawhi.
Ben, what did we say? We addressed
Turn
this
off the ringer, Ben. Every episode.
Turn it off.
I can't.
Everyone.
It's my computer. Is there a way you can do that on my computer?
I don't know.
I don't know. Neither of us own Macs.
You know what I'm gonna do though? From now on in the future, if I'm gonna make I don't know, I need to put out no one text me during this. So annoying. I gotta figure this out. That's never.
Can you you could probably turn your laptop on Do Not Disturb.
Is that let's see if that's even a thing. All right,
Do that later. Okay.
Yeah, we'll wrap this up real quick. So to end this draft, normally this would be the spot where I would take Anthony Davis at my power forward, but he was kind of just non-existent because he was dead, basically. So I'm going back to the drawing board. I'm looking at some players. Still looking at some players. Not really sure who I want, but instead of I lost my train of thought. Hold on. I'm struggling. Whatever, man. I'll just take Julius Randle. He's been balling. I want to give Elliott a chance when he plays me in 2K with this squad. So I'll take Julius Randle.
Hey, can
maybe only win by 3 this time.
Maybe a simulation of this?
It wasn't even a simulation. Ben, let me tell you how this went down.
Dude, we already talked about this.
But we did the teams we drafted, and this man lost by 5.
Oh.
And he goes, all right, you know what? We're doing the teams we drafted the day before. He said, we're doing the ones we drafted the day before, all right? We're doing that.
I lost.
And no. Here's what happened. Then he goes, all right, so let's pick our teams how we drafted the other day because I had a better team then. And I was like, all right, man, whatever. Go ahead. So we do those teams, and I won. It was a game to 11. I won 11-3. It was a ridiculous beatdown.
Oh yeah, you are.
Let's also say that there were things that were going on prior to this.
Yeah, there's stuff that we cannot talk about that happened, but
Okay.
It did affect the way things went. We'll tell you after the episode, but we can't say that there.
I will say, guys, I did forget the Do Not Disturb thing, so now I think.
Hey, can we get a round of applause for Ben?
There will be no more rings in my podcast, in this podcast.
He did it.
Oh, my God. Wow. All right, family, you can text me now.
I'm so excited. I got goosebumps now.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yes.
All my hairs are standing up. They're trying to reach out to the heavens to say thank you.
So let's go ahead and wrap this up. I know this is a long one. If you do like these long ones, let us know in the comments on YouTube. If you know us personally, shoot us a text. But next episode. What's up?
Long one on Thursday. It's going to be a long one on Thursday. I would believe it.
Long one Thursday, Friday, somewhere in that area.
Also, if you guys do watch the pod or listen to the podcast on Spotify, would like to comment, feel free to comment on our YouTube page. Just make a quick visit and drop a comment.
Or try and find our social media. I'm at jmondo13 on literally everything. So
I think I'm Elliott _Steinberg, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so Willis 14.
There you go. So if you want to shout us or talk to us in any way, we're open to that. We'll talk to you, DM you, have you on, whatever. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. So thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned for next episode later this week. Not next week, later this week. This is a 2 for this week. So, have a great day. So, peace.
Goodbye.
Guys, let's go.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Sport Mind Avenue podcast.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on our page. And stay tuned for more of our podcasts and exclusive content in the future.